So today is exactly 4 weeks before South Africans go to the polls for the all-important local government elections. We also mark the official launch of Newzroom Afrika's election coverage. In fact, in the month leading up to the polls, Newzroom Afrika will help you make sense of service delivery issues, the politics and promises, while ensuring credible and balanced coverage. Let's unpack it all for you. Our news director, Katy Katopodis, and our editor-in-chief, Malebo Phage, joins us now here at the round table. It's great to see you both here in studio with us.
Thank you, Michelle.
Good morning. So, Katy,
good morning.
I want to begin with you and just say, it's a big day for us as a channel as well. Exactly 4 weeks until the country goes to the polls. What does that mean for our coverage?
Well, Michelle, we're really excited to be able to launch and share with our viewers exactly what we'll be doing for the local government elections. And our channel plans are really exciting. We've got a responsibility to ensure that our coverage is fair, that it's accurate, that it's credible, that our reporters on the ground are always providing the balance that we really need. We also have a responsibility to help our viewers make sense. There's a lot of political rhetoric, we know that. There are many, many issues to unpack. So we want to help our viewers make sense of all of that. And of course, the all-important election numbers when they're eventually out.
So our tagline, our news, our views, it's all the more important at a time like elections, where we really want the voices of the people to come through in our own coverage.
Very much so. And in fact, that's why our election campaign for this local government election and our channel campaign is Vote 21. Vote, voice of the electorate. Because amplifying the voices and the views of our viewers is always critical to us, because our channel pay offline, our views, our news is essentially their views and their news, and it matters to us.
Our editor-in-chief, Malebo Phage, is also here at the round table with us. And I suppose the question for us always, as people in the industry, is what will set us apart from others in how we're going to cover these elections.
Absolutely, Michelle. But let me first start by telling you that what I'm going to tell you is just a sneak preview of what to expect, because it's not our intention today to let it all out there in the public. You just want to make sure and tell them to come back to us. But I also need to say that we have grown phenomenally as a channel in the past few years. And what is going to set us apart is people are going to be bombarded with information, and viewers are spoiled for choice. So you've got to give them reason why you've got to be a channel of choice to them. And to that end, what we're going to do is to make sure that we make use of this studio, all its elements, and also supported by graphic elements to bring the results to them, to get them engaged, and also supported by visual elements to update them all the time about the results. So that is what is going to set us apart from the industry players.
So you're saying that we're just giving a teaser. We don't want to let the cat out of the bag completely. So yes. I wonder now whether I should ask my next question, because I want to ask you about, whether we're going to be in our communities, be live in various communities, getting people talking to us live on air. I'm thinking a town hall?
Town hall? Definitely, for sure. I mean, in the next week or so, we'll be launching the first one, and then they'll be followed by 3 more. The whole idea around the town halls is to make sure that we speak to the people, we hear the voices of the people out there, rather than always, getting the broadcasters speaking on behalf of them. We want to hear from them. And that is why it is very, very important for us to hear those voices from the public. Yes, for sure, there will be those town halls coming, Michelle.
Katy, before I release you from your position here at the round table, the issue of our reporters, and we'll speak to Zain Semaar in just a moment about where our reporters will be deployed for our coverage of the local government elections. But the issue of our reporters, we focus on people-centered stories here, but it's so much more important when it comes to local government election, because these are the bread and butter issues that we're voting for, isn't it? It's service delivery, it's roads, it's potholes, it's water and sanitation.
Absolutely right, Michelle. These are the issues that really, really matter. And, we have a phenomenal team of reporters. We've got a phenomenal team on air and off air, and they're going to really get into those communities, get on the ground, and understand the issues that people are facing, because there is a lot of political rhetoric, and there are many, many issues to unpack. But our team will be there, and they've built trust with our audience who's now trusted them to bring them the truth in a really fair, accurate, and ethical and responsible way.
Exciting times.
Very much so.
In our coverage, incredibly important, these local government elections for our country. That's our news editor, Katy Katopodis, and our editor-in-chief, Malebo Phage, who joins us here at the round table. I want to turn our attention now to Zain Semaar. And Zain, great to have you here in studio again.
Thank you, Michelle.
You know, Katy's just been talking about those bread and butter issues and the fact that our reporters are going to really immerse themselves in communities. Yes. Where are they going?
Oh, so for today, Michelle, we have one of our top presenters, Colin Gambe, out in the Vaal area. He will be focusing on the municipality of Umfuleni, where, as we know, Umfuleni has been placed under administration. Thabo Mdlovu of the said services is currently the administrator in that region. And we'll be looking at that municipality in the sense of all the breakdowns and how people are not getting their services, not having services delivered to them under this failed administration, if you like. We'll be juxtaposing that with the Midvaal municipality where Brian Baloy is the mayor, and it's been lauded as one of the most successful municipalities with 7 successful clean audits. Out in Limpopo this morning, Malebo Phage will be looking at the politics of Limpopo. We'll also be bringing you the stories of those failed municipalities. You'll remember a lot of those municipalities invested their money in VBS, and since then all of those communities have been left stranded as a result of the dysfunction in those communities. Further down in Cape Town, we'll have Nasipi Sami in the informal settlement of Kanana, where we have a situation that is typical to the ANC and the ruling party, ward candidate list contestation. What is happening there is what happened in 2016, where there was so much contestation about the actual ward candidate list that eventually the whole area didn't vote. And I think they are expecting a repeat of the situation. And then out in KZN, we have Nkosikona Duma, who will be looking at the situation in Inanda. In Inanda, we've had in the last 3 weeks political killings, where 3 women, when they were attending a branch meeting and a candidate list, were shot down. Now, we know that political killings have also characterized that province quite significantly in the run-up to elections. So we'll be bringing you the dynamics behind these political killings, but more importantly, how they impact on service delivery and how they've paralyzed some communities. And I think it's important also to mention in the rural areas, we'll be looking at the roles of chiefs and local traditional structures and how they participate and actually help or not, in other instances, run local government institutions.
Yeah, the Western Cape in particular is an important one, isn't it?
Yes.
According to what we're seeing on social media from analysts as well, not a single ANC election campaign poster up to be seen in any of the streets.
Well, the ANC will tell you that it's because of their money woes. A lot of them will tell you, as we've reported, that it seems as if a lot of political parties were caught off guard with the announcement that the election was going to be held in such a short period of time. I think important to note also today, Michelle, is that Ziyanda will be with the IEC. I think it's a ceremonial situation or event, but it's an important event where it's part of the Electoral Act that requires political parties to publicly pledge that they will abide by the code of conduct. And in an environment like this, there's an added feature of COVID-19 where certain regulations will be in place. The President taking us to lockdown or level 1 last night, which will make it a little bit easier for political parties to campaign during this period.
Yeah, let's hope it doesn't have a disastrous impact on our COVID-19 numbers. The ability now to gather in up to crowds of 2,000 outside.
I think that's one of the calculated risks that the Cabinet has taken, and we'll have to wait and see if some of the predictions of the scientists are correct, that it will affect us further down the line.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's just a snapshot today of what's to come in terms of our reporter team being deployed around the country. Thanks very much to our management team behind the scenes. 1 month to go until the country goes to the polls, and that's just a taste of what you can expect in terms of our coverage here on Newzroom Afrika, Channel 405. That's our news director, Katy Katopodis, our editor-in-chief, Malebo Phage, and Zain Semaar, who is our managing editor for Input.